Honey, I dash, got it on.
The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensive. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Throwing on second down. Jackson, it's complete to Snead. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They get the first. The decision to run on third and medium winds up being a good one. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Throwing is Jackson. He's going to find his tight end Boyle. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
To throw is Jackson. On third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
This is brought in at the 21. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackle made there by Josh Bynes.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
White.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Smooth.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Garoppolo. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
At the Ravens' 46-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They're running it.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. We're scoreless after 1.
Here we go. 180. I'm here.
On 1st down, here's Breida. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
57.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
65. 48. Hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. Hey, wahoo! There you go. 65.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Slam, 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 bang!
To try again after the sack. Jackson outright. This is Boyle, the tight end. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Jackson on third and long. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge step.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 60 yards, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. The game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Watch the ship, watch the ship. Let's go. Safety's creeping. Check 37, check 37.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. On second down now, it's Ingram. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Buddy up, 56. Down to lose one. Showing it. 56. Mike, 56, right there, 56. Go. Watch the twist.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson eluding the pressure right. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Here's Ingram, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. A little juke. He may try and run for this. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic.
Hey, alert!
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And an alley to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. A big seam, and he might go all the way. The 20, 10.
We gonna shut.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the 2nd half. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? you adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Here we go. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
6 guys. Check 6. 21. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
They will run again with Coleman. Looking for an opening. Not much there. He'll get it to the 39.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Here we go. 180. Defense wins championships, baby.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. This is Coleman with the grab. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
At the 46-yard line.
Here we go. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the slip. 13.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's going to launch this thing way down. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Emmanuel Sanders, 54 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now a handoff to Ingram. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's taken to the 26. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Garoppolo out wide here to Samuel. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Patrick Owasor in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Check curls, check curls, check curls. Echo, echo. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Jumper.
Throwing again. Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Snead's got it. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check 9. Hey, left 3.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive. It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. 16 yards on that one at a Raven 1st. Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that. Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. Jackson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. To throw again is Jackson. He'll buy some time right. Caught right side at Snead. 23 yards, the final tally. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
At the 16-yard line.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
Check safety, check safety. No. Minus 57's mine. Check. 36.
Jackson will throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kwan Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start on the ground with Breida. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. The Niners on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Returnable for Thomas. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
This pass into the arms of Snead, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
You got 3 down.
Here's Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Flush to his right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Garoppolo gives to Breida, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Here we go. Wait, 80! Come on, D!
Now Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, it's still a good-sized lead, so they haven't necessarily needed him, but this is now 2 missed field goals for him in this game so far.
Yeah, and the question now is, will he be prepared when they do need him? Whether that's later in this game or sometime down the line, having a kicker you can count on is definitely imperative.
They go play action now. Jackson. Got him in. It's Brown. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27. Jackson now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Jackson to throw again. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Quran Williams.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel. And he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. So the defense does their job. They get rid of that 0 on the scoreboard. Now we'll see if their offense can come to play.
Well, that's the way you get things started, right? Score yourself on defense, give the ball back for your offense, and tell them, let's go. We're in the game now.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And no, they can't connect on the pass. So that gets the clock down to 11. Time for probably 2 more plays. Got to go quickly, though. To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Throwing on 3rd and long. Jackson. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. One last shot for Jackson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Tonight's final score, Niners 14.
And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly.